Okay, folks, Andrew Bopros here. Well, nice win versus the Titans. And again, I think there's a lot to be broken down about this win. I think bottom line, the team is finally coming together. We're looking really good. The season's starting to look great. We're 6-3 now, guys. But this is where it gets difficult. Sunday night football game against the Bengals going to be big. Kyle's going to be there. So a lot to talk about, a lot to break down. So let's get into it.
Bull Bros.
Okay, folks, as always, like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content. I'm Andrew. Please leave a comment down below. We do these videos so we can have conversations with the Charger fans and kind of run some ideas past each other and just see what everyone thinks about the team moving forward. But I just want to highlight how awesome it is that we had some awesome past Chargers at the game. Got Donnie Edwards and Eric Weddle. I mean, guys, these are some of the guys that made me a Charger fan, made me really believe the Chargers actually have an opportunity to win a Super Bowl. And it's just great to see them down there, contributing to just fandom. And it's just exciting, right? Eric Weddle's an amazing guy. Went to the University of Utah, just incredible, player. And it's just a lot to be said about him as a culture guy. And it's good to see him, bury the hatchet, if you will, with the old regime and come down and be a part of the Charger family again. And even with Donnie Edwards as well, too. I suspect we're going to see a lot more of that coming forward, especially with Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh's a big fan of all that. And I think even, one of our guys, Anthony Miller, right? So I think we could see him come down there and be a little bit more part of it as well, too. So stay tuned for that moving forward. I just want to say on that note, it's largely because of this man right here, Mr. Harbaugh, right? Jimbo Harbaugh. And just, again, I watched all of the videos of every win, every loss we had with Brandon Staley, or BS, as we like to say now. Jim Harbaugh has completely changed the culture of this team. This team, is, lack of a better term, lost. It was lost prior to Jim showing up. And the one thing that I will say that he said that was really interesting at his press conference after the win, they started asking, well, Jim, how come you're so successful as a head coach? And he said, I have good players. He says, I've never had better players in my entire career as a head coach than I have right now. And, it's not about what he is. It's about how he coaches is what makes these players good. But again, to his point, he has great players. Joey Bosa is a phenomenal edge rusher when he's healthy. We all know that. We can go on and on. Then he talked about Derwin James. He talked about Khalil Mack. He talked about, Justin Herbert, right? And, when you have good players, it makes it easy for coaches to be very successful. But again, I think the bigger part is he's creating a culture that is going to proliferate for a long time. And there's no better time to be a Charger fan than right now. And you know who I heard that from? And I was a little bit skeptical at the time. It was from the director. Kyle and I we were with him down there in Provo, Utah, and we had a long conversation. He says, I'm telling you right now, this is the best time to be a Charger fan. And I cannot agree more. And in all reality, this is a great time to be in. So if you know anybody who is a Charger fan, decided to get all jaded, look, at the end of the day, it's a great time. And this is exciting football moving forward. This is when these next 5 games are probably going to be, won and fought really hard. And we're going to see a lot of great football moving forward. But the nice thing is we're playing well offensively, and we've always been playing well defensively. And I'll talk more about that here in a second. But again, just goes to show you how much confidence this young man here, Justin Herbert's getting, right? I mean, I could go through the accolades and stats on him. Guys, his stats are ridiculous. I think he's at 210 pass attempts without interception. He does lead the league or the Chargers history at 233 with no interceptions. I mean, come on. I mean, the guy is an absolute freak of nature right now. He's also thrown the most completions in the NFL history the first 5 seasons as an NFL quarterback. Absolutely incredible. You look at some of his statistics, the last 4 games, 94.4 passing grade, highest in the NFL, 13 big time throws or X plays, as people like to say, 0 turnovers, 111.8 passer rating, 3rd highest in the NFL. Dude, he's just absolutely beast moding. And again, he's able to run the ball too, which is amazing. 7 consecutive games without an interception, most in Chargers history, unreal. And the reality is this, guys, Justin Herbert is getting healthy, right? This is what a healthy Herbert looks like, right? And again, A healthy Herbert means he can run the ball, he can pass the ball, he can do everything he needs to do to be successful. But look at how he's elevating people around him. I mean, look at Hayden Hurst. Hayden Hurst ain't going anywhere, guys. I promise you, he's going to retire a Charger if he possibly can. Quentin Johnston, I promise you, he's going to want to stay at Chargers the rest of his career. He is finally accelerating as a wide receiver. We all know Quentin had the tangibles, but he just needed to put it together. Again, going back to the culture, Sanjay Lal is doing a great job working with him. I think Jalen Reagor is another guy. We could probably sign him for another, contract for next year. Guys, he's going to be a great wide receiver weapon for the Chargers moving forward. And again, I hate to beat a dead horse here, but coaching matters, culture matters, and everything has changed, and everyone has been elevated around him. And Harbaugh has harped on that for forever. If you watch all of his post-game shows, he keeps talking about culture, Herbert, culture, Herbert, culture. And again, he doesn't put any accolades on his shoulders. He always says it's the players around him and really the coaching staff around him is that making them successful. So put his ego at the door and acknowledging people's successes and moving forward. So again, one other thing I want to talk about is Gus Edwards, man. I mean, it's exciting to see Gus out there. I thought that J.K. Dobbins would be the number one back, and he has been this season. But having another back like Gus Edwards, a more of a power back, is huge. In this game, we all know he was banged up. He had an ankle injury, and I think his ankle injury just never healed up. So they thought, you know what, let's bring up Kamani Vidal. Let's let Gus really rest this for a while and just be done with it, right? But having him back, he rushed the ball for 10 attempts for 55 yards. And those are tough yards, man. I mean, he's a power back. He's a bruiser back. He's a guy that's going to definitely get those short goal line situations, right? Again, it's good to see Edwards be explosive and look explosive because we're going to need him down the stretch as well. So, again, can't say enough about him coming back. I'm really excited. I'm sure he got a game ball as well. Guys, this team is just... Again, I still feel like offensively we're moving up, right? We still have plenty we can improve on moving forward. Speaking of improving, I want to talk about the offensive line for a second. I was kind of surprised looking at this, and I can't remember who posted it. It was either Guilty as Charged or it was one of the other podcasts. So I took some of the PFF numbers. Let's just review some of these stats from Rashawn Slater, Zion, Bozeman, Foster Sorrell, who came in later on in the game, and then obviously Joe Alt. Rashawn Slater had a 73.2 PFF score, 0 sacks, 2 pressures. Zion Johnson had one of the best games he's had with the Chargers as an offensive lineman this season, 79.4, 0 sacks, 1 pressure. Guys, that is huge because, again, they were picking on Zion a ton, and really also Trey Pipkins and really Bradley Bozeman. Bradley Bozeman, 56.5. Again, he is still struggling. 0 sacks, 2 pressures. And again, I don't quite know why Bozeman has had his PFF scores have been so low, but I will say this. He still is doing the right things. I just think that for whatever reason, his PFF scores, run blocking, he's good at run blocking. He's very bad at pass blocking. And I think that's really where the problems lie right now. But anyways, I'm hoping by the end of the season, his scores will be better because we need him. We need him, guys. Let's face it. But Jamari Sawyer, who played right guard, this is Foster Sorrell in this photo right here. I know he came in towards the end of the game. 62.3, 0 sacks, 0 pressures. So, guys, it might be time to hang Pip up for a little while. Jamari did great, and I thought Foster Sorrell did great from what I remember out there as well too. So, again, the running game is a big part of it, but also the protecting Herbert's what we really care about. And again, to me, some of these PFF numbers are a little bit misleading because Justin Herbert ran the ball a lot more this time as well, right? He scrambled more. So that means some of the pressures, they weren't really counter pressures, and he ran and got the first down or got some yardage, yada, yada. My point is some of those numbers are a bit skewed just because Herbert has been running the ball more because he's healthy. So take that as a grain of salt, right, as well too. But Joe Alt, again, led right near Zion Johnson, 78.5, 0 sacks, 1 pressure. Guys, he's a rookie. Joe Alt is that good. He is that guy. It's just exciting, guys. When we want to impose our will, this offensive line can impose our will, right? And it's good to see Jamari can step in. It's good to see that, Foster Sorrell can step in. Because what if Zion Johnson goes down, right? Well, maybe you just move Foster Sorrell to the left side, right? And, bring in Jamari. Bottom line, these guys are getting work, and the team, the offensive line is getting better and better as the season's progressing. And you couldn't expect more than that, right? And that's what's so exciting to see. And I'll kind of end with this on the defense, right? The Chargers defense still has not allowed an opponent to score more than 20 points in a game. Guys, more than 20 points in a game. And guys, you can argue the last 43 seconds of the last two games were 2 touchdowns. That's 14 points that should not have even been allowed. They were junk points, and all the above, right? We gave up 7 sacks, or we completed 7 sacks. Even if Khalil Mack was out, I think he had 4 snaps total. And then they just said, you know what, let it go. But Bud Dupree had a great game. Thule, as you see in this photo, had a great game. Guys, it just goes to show you when the team has some depth, even with the salary cap problems coming into this season, they got a nice mix of rookies and veterans. Guys, this is truly going to be something serious, and 7 sacks, guys. I mean, Bosa's looking healthy finally. And guys, it's just, my point is, guys, sky's the limit at this point, right? I believe this team could easily make the playoffs, of course. I expect us to make the playoffs now at this point. I mean, statistics would say we are going to make the playoffs, but I think we can go deep into the playoffs. I really do. I do think we have the talent. We have enough to be successful. And when you have a defense that is playing as high a level as it is, and also Justin Herbert being able to be healthy finally, please, knock on wood, Herbert stay healthy for the rest of the season. I think a lot of good things can happen, guys. I really, truly do. So leave a comment down below. As always, Andrew, Bolt Bros. See you guys in the next one.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here, watching Bolt Bros podcast. Let's go.
Charged up, Bolt Bros on the night. LA Thunder and electric delight. Bolts in the battle, sparking bright. Charged up, ride the lightning, feel the fright.